Hello guys and dolls, thank you for coming back. If you have been with me before, and if you haven't been with me before, this is your first time, welcome. Click the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when I have future videos, okay? This video is geared towards the young folks, although there's no limit to the age on here, okay? Whatever age you are, but I'm talking 17, 18 years old, dating age, so that you know what you're signing up for, because some of us don't have mentors growing up. We don't have any mentors. We don't have anyone to guide us, okay? And we go into the world with this ridiculous, overly romantic view on relationships, and we can get caught up in that mess, and before you know it, we're stuck in a disaster and we don't know how to get out of it. And I wish someone would have taught me these things when I was growing up. So I want to give you the benefits that I didn't have. Someone to tell me, hey, this is what's really going on. Okay, so let's get started. Have criteria for a person you are interested in. And I know that sounds so basic, but you'd be surprised how many people are okay with someone who does not brush their teeth, does not take a shower, does not take a bath. Okay. Wrinkled clothes. I'm a tomboy. Sometimes I wear wrinkled clothes, okay? But if somebody can't brush their teeth, why do you want to kiss them? If they can't take care of themselves and they're not good for themselves, they're not going to be good for you. So they have to have basic hygiene. You'd be surprised how many older people, way older than you, don't know that. And they're okay with somebody who's nasty. I don't want you to be like that, okay? I want you to have standards, and I want you to be with a person who has self-respect. If they cannot take care of themselves, like I said, how can they take care of you? Never, ever lose yourself to someone, okay? Don't lose your identity. Don't lose your hobbies. Don't do any of that. You are who you are, period. And unless you're a criminal slash felon slash on the run, fugitive, whatever, obviously you need to make some serious changes. But the basics of who you are, as long as it doesn't hurt other people, don't allow someone to come in and change everything about you. And we'll get more into detail about that too. Do not let anyone criticize you right out the gate. These fools will tell you right out the gate that your eyebrows are messed up, your hair, I don't know about your hair. I don't know what's going on with your hair. Why do you use that color makeup? That doesn't really match your skin. That happened with a lady that's older than you guys, you know, teenagers and such. And he said, your foundation doesn't match your face. And she said, which was a perfect response to that, she said, I didn't know you were a makeup artist, which of course he wasn't. But a lot of times people will come in, and this isn't gender specific. Girls and guys can do this. Men and women can do these things, okay? Everything about your face needs to change. The way you walk needs to change. The way you talk. Why do you cover your mouth when you sneeze? Why don't you just put your face in your elbow? And I am so not kidding. There are some people that are so domineering that they want to make changes right out the gate. Why do you hold your fork like that? And I'm older than you guys, way older than you guys. And I dealt with that crap. This is what I was asked. Get ready. And I'm so serious. Why do you hold your hamburger with one hand and you hold your fork in the other hand? And I said, what? Because it was so over the top. That's a red flag, people. That's a red flag. Number one, who notices that? Nobody normal notices that or pays attention to it. Number two, that's not any of their goddamn business. So I don't care if I hold a Big Mac, two Big Macs together like that, okay, on a platter, and hold it up to my mouth and have 5 forks in his hand. That is none of your business. If you can't handle that, there's the door. That's how I operate. There's the door. Get out. Bye. Don't let nobody dominate you. And it starts with little teeny things. You walk funny. You talk funny. You walk like a dude. Why do you wear plaid shirts all the time? You look like a moron. Don't allow that. Okay? We're not having that. So this is to a test to see if you will tolerate abuse, because it only gets worse as time goes on. When they disrespect you the first time, let me say that again. When they disrespect you the first time, be done with them. No excuses. Don't fall for the baby, I love you, I'm so sorry, I love you. Abusers like to blame you by saying, look what you made me do. Okay? Now we're going into control territory. Now we're going into abuse, and we're going to talk about what abuse is. Okay? So I don't want you, your friends, your family, the mailman, a teacher, a counselor. I don't want nobody telling you, well, that's not a big deal. People get mad. That's just how life is. People get angry. You know, you just, There's a way that's healthy to be angry. And then there's a way where you're being nasty, hateful, and abusive. So we're going to talk about what abuse is, in case anybody feels that that's a fuzzy area that we don't really know what that entails. I'm going to tell you what it entails. There is physical, verbal, psychological, and sexual abuse. Okay? Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable is a red flag. And pay attention to your gut instinct. Don't always follow the advice of your girlfriends, because if they're young like you and they have not been taught a lot, they may be giving you bad advice. All right? For example, they may tell you to be forgiving of your abusive partner because everybody gets mad. Nobody's perfect. He does take care of you in other ways. He's good to you. I don't care. Abuse always gets worse. Okay? Do not fall for that. If anything makes you feel bad about yourself, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. You need to wrap it up and be done with that person. Possessiveness and control is not love. Let me repeat that. Possessiveness and control is not love, and contact with someone who's being evil, and I don't care how fine you think he or she is. Their looks are totally 1000% irrelevant to who they are. In fact, there's very, very good looking people who are monsters, and they're evil, and they do horrific things to other people. So their looks, they know they're good looking. They're not dumb. They own a mirror. So between the way they look and their charm, hey, how are you? You look great today. You always look great. I'm not saying people who are charming like that cannot be trusted, but watch them closely, because I just, all the years I've been in the world, and I'm a lot longer than you guys, older, excuse me. See now, quit laughing. It's not funny. I don't trust too much charm. I don't trust that. That's just me. Especially when it comes from men. I don't like that. Why are you so super friendly? That's not cool. I don't trust you. Don't be secretive about the abuse. Don't feel like, I don't want to tell my parents, if you're younger, 15, 16, whatever, living at home. I don't want to tell my parents I'm going to get chewed out. I'm going to get grounded. My parents are going to give me a 10-page lecture on, I don't know why you're dating anyway. I told you not to date till you're older. You're stupid and you're sneaky and you can't be trusted. And I don't want to deal with that. Don't be secretive about abuse. Okay? Don't be secretive about that. That's not good. There's no need for you to be embarrassed about how this individual is abusing you. They should be embarrassed, not you. Okay? Do not continually go back with this person. Once they reveal who they are, that is who they are. Leave them alone. Okay? Leave them alone. Don't fall for the tears and I'm sorry and I love you. Don't do this to us. The hell with him or her. If they are treating you with a lack of respect, that is who they are. That is a character flaw. Okay? They love to isolate you from everyone. Don't do that. They love to isolate you from everyone. Don't tolerate that. Contacting you constantly to find out where you are, who you're with, what are you doing. That is possessiveness and ownership, none of which is healthy. You got me? I don't care how cute they are, how they make you feel. Abuse is never okay. Don't let your heart block your common sense. Okay, now this is really, really, really important because I know of way too many circumstances where young folks can't wait to get out of their parents' house. I'm sick of them ruling me. I'm sick and tired of hearing them in my ear telling me what to do, what not to do. You better not do this. I don't want to hear it no more. You better deal with it. You know why you better deal with it? Because when you live at your parents' house, unless they're monsters and abusive themselves, you are going to have the easiest, your life is going to be the easiest you've ever had as long as they're treating you well. You'll have, your life is going to be the easiest it's ever been. You're living under their roof. You're not paying any bills. You have to clean your room and do your homework and maybe wash some dishes. Whoopee-doo. That's not the end of the world. Because if you rush to get out of your parents' house, you may get yourself, and women and men and boys, young guys, young girls, young ladies, they do get themselves in a situation where they go from the pan to the fire because they're desperate to get out of the situation they're in. They want out. I'm tired of them giving me rules and regulations. Let me explain something to you. I'm going to be your big sister, okay? I'm going to be your big sister. You will obey rules until you die. That never changes. So don't tell me I don't have to, I'm sick and tired of rules. You will have rules until you stop breathing. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You will have rules until you die. You will have to obey laws and regulations. You will have to pay taxes. You will have to obey your boss or you will get fired. Okay? You need to listen to your partner's needs, wants, and needs, because if you do not, and they're a decent person, they're going to say, you know what? I think that you have a lot more respect for yourself than me. I'm out. You don't listen to my needs. All you care about is yours. So there's always going to be some semblance of rules and regulations and parameters that's called life. That is called life. You want to get out on your own. You want to get your own place. Who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to pay the rent? Who's going to wake you up every day? If you're in, you got out of high school, you get ready to go into college. Do you think your parents are come knock on your door every day? Baby, you got to get up. You got school today. Get dressed for college. They're not going to do that because you thought you were grown. So you want to jump out here and do grown-up things. If you're going to do grown-up things, there's a lot of rules and regulations that come with that. You have to get up for school. You have to pay your bills or your electricity gets cut off. There's always going to be ramifications. So what you have rules at your parents' house, that is just the beginning of what life has. Get used to it. That's all I can tell you. Get used to it. That's not a big deal. It really isn't. Life gets a lot more. You have a lot bigger responsibilities once you leave the house. Slow your roll and just roll with it. Take a deep breath and roll with it. That's life. They're preparing you for the real world. Okay? So stop fighting them. Stop fighting your parents tooth and nail. Stop. Unless, of course, they're doing criminal activity, then you need to, and they're abusing you, then you might need to talk to a counselor, talk to a police officer, talk to whoever you need to talk to. So don't be in a hurry to leave your parents' house. Just don't. If they're forbidding you from seeing this person, there's a reason for that. It's not that they don't want you to be happy. They have lived a lot longer than you, and so they see things in a different way from how you see things. Okay? And I'm talking about in a healthy situation. I'm not talking about your mom's an alcoholic, your dad is a dud, and he does drugs and he doesn't care about any of the kids in the family. I'm talking about loving parents. Follow the rules and regulations that they are giving you. They are giving you that for a reason. And if they see, you might see that this guy or this girl, she's the head cheerleader and she's the prettiest thing I've ever laid eyes on. But there's something about her that your parents may see that you don't see. Listen to what they're telling you. Okay? Or young ladies, they see a guy, he's so fine, he's on a football team, he's got muscles, his muscles have muscles, he's fine, he's smiling at me. What? Don't run away and get crazy with that, because there may be a lot you don't see. You see Mr. Handsome on a football team, and his muscles have muscles. But what you may not see is that he's also possibly manipulative, or trying to get all the ladies in school, trying to get them in bed with him. because they can't resist me anyway because I'm fine. I play on a football team. Everybody wants me. Okay? Pay attention to what your parents are telling you. Don't get defiant. So when you get older, you'll understand where your parents are coming from. So don't automatically think that your parents are evil and trying to destroy your happiness. They know what's best for you in most situations. They can also see things in your partner you cannot see, which is what we talked about. Too many girls and women have lost their lives behind their partner because they didn't listen to warnings and they didn't pay attention to red flags. I'm not telling you that to scare you. I am telling you that the world has drastically changed from when I was young to how the world is now. There has been drastic changes, and I would rather you be hyper vigilant to keep yourself super safe and feel like you're looking silly, as opposed to do something because your emotions told you to do it, and then you get yourself in a bind that you can't get out of. Okay, the world has drastically changed. You know that. You've seen the news. You've watched the news with your parents. You know what's going on. Okay, everybody thinks it won't happen to them. You have to be smart, and you have to listen to what older people are telling you. We have not lived in the world for 5 minutes only. We have seen things. We've experienced things in our own lives, and we don't want to see you go through what we went through. Especially for those of us that didn't have mentors. Okay. So, life picking you up like a suitcase and chucking you, you feel like your parents did that. They chucked you into the world, didn't teach you anything. You don't want that. You don't want that. That's how I grew up. And I grew up naive. I grew up thinking everybody who's nice is nice. And I didn't know anything about anything. You don't want that. Because that's a horrible way to go through life. And people see sucker written across your forehead because you're so nice and so sweet and so gullible. And I don't want you to be that way. All right? Okay. Don't, quotation marks, end up pregnant. That is not something that is out of your control. First of all, if you ask me, I don't think you should be having sex until you're married, or until you're at least in a serious relationship, engaged, or something like that. There's a reason for that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Way too many young ladies and even older women are pretending they don't know what birth control is. It is also the oldest trick in the book to try to trap someone into an unwanted pregnancy. The only person you are trapping is yourself. He is not affected by a child and can bounce down the road and forget about both of you. There's a reason why we tell you not to have sex. There's a reason why we tell you not to go into the drug scene. There's a reason why we tell you not to hang with certain people, because we can see that they're going down the wrong path. And if you don't follow rules and regulations because you think that nobody needs to tell me nothing, you're going down a dead-end street in a race car, and there's a tree at the end of the road, and you're going to smash right into it. Listen to what we're telling you, because we don't want you to learn the absolute hard way. And you want to trap this guy into a pregnancy. You shouldn't be having sex in the first place. And let me tell you something else. Guys and girls do not see sex the same way. Guys, not all, so don't everybody be coming for me, but not all guys see sex as romantic and we're intimate and we love each other and it's beautiful and one day we're going to get married and have 5 kids and a dog. That is typical female mentality. Society feeds into that. Friends and family feed into that. When you got to get married, when you got to get married, when you got to get married, don't rush into that. And don't be rushing to get pregnant. Don't be having sex, period. If you're not having sex, that's 100% abstinence, which is 100% cannot get pregnant. Okay? You don't want to ruin your life. You do not want to make decisions based on emotion. He's so handsome. I love him. I'm going to lock him into me. I'm going to have a kid with him and he'll have to be with me forever. Since when? Since when does he have to be with you forever because he got you pregnant? He don't have to do nothing, baby doll. He can just hop down the road. Peace out. It was fun. And if you think for 2 seconds that you think that because he's so wonderful and he's so sweet and he's so passionate and he's so compassionate and he's so romantic and he holds my hand in the rain and we kiss under the moonlight, he would never do that to me. You better wake up. I do not want you to be gullible, and I don't want you to be naive, and I don't want you to think that everybody's a sweetheart and everybody who's sweet to you has good intentions for you. And that is a permanent decision you're making for a situation that may not be permanent. And that goes for even anybody, any age, whether they're engaged, married, whatever. You're having children. That's a permanent thing. That doesn't mean your marriage will stay together forever. It doesn't mean you will stay with this person forever. There's a lot of single moms in this country. There's a reason for that. Baby is not the glue. The baby is not the glue to stick you all together and keep you together for life. Don't make permanent decisions on something that may or may not be permanent. Don't tell me you weren't warned. I'm just saying. Okay, do research on what birth control is best for you. If you insist on having sex, make sure that you're using birth control, but I'd rather you did not. Don't follow what older women are doing because sometimes they are lost also. I'm not being mean. I'm just keeping it real. Some older women, some older adults are a prime example of what not to do. See what this person did? Don't follow in their footsteps. Okay? Sometimes you don't have to suffer on your own. You could watch what other people are doing and make your mind up that I'm not going to fall into that trap because I see what this person is struggling with. I'm not, I'm not doing it. So pay attention to what's going on around you. Okay, don't. All right. Trapping someone into a pregnancy doesn't work because there's way too many moms in the country, single moms in the country. An abusive person would use your child as a weapon in the court system and try to take your child from you. Not because they love the child, but because they want to destroy you. How to hurt you the worst. Oh, I'll take your kid away. And I'll tell the court that, Your Honor, she's a drug head. She's promiscuous. She slept with my best friend. In fact, she slept with the entire football team. That isn't even my kid. I mean, come on. If you keep certain doors closed, you keep away things that are inevitable if you keep those doors open. See what I'm saying? Yeah, you abuse drugs, you were this, that, you know. You need to realize that males do not see sex the way females do. Ladies see sex as love, romance, and a true connection. Males do not see sex that way. They see it as a physical release. And I'm not saying that to badmouth men or boys. That's hormones, baby. That's hormones. Testosterone makes people do some crazy stuff. And rubbing an onion across his eyes, saying I love you, to make the tears come, to say I love you. If that's what it takes to get your clothes off, that's what they're going to do. I don't care how handsome or how pretty this person is. Okay? We got to look past how somebody looks. And when they smile, they have dimples. We have to start using this. The brain. We got to start using that. Not just our eyes. Use your brain. Okay? Males will manipulate you to get sex. If he can't respect your decision to be celibate or wait until you're already ready for marriage, then he doesn't respect your wishes and you need to be done with him. Horrible things have happened to ladies who give in, like revenge porn, secret videotaping of the encounter. And the dudes sometimes will show their buddies what they did with you. Some girls have taken their lives after this has happened. Please be smart and realize that their end goal may not be in your best interest. Okay? So I'm not telling you any of these things to make you be nervous and afraid and bear with me. I'm looking for something. Okay. It should have been on here, but it wasn't. Bear with me. Okay. I'm not telling you any of these things okay, got it. I'm not telling you these things to make you afraid of people, and I'm afraid to date. I'm afraid to do anything. I don't trust people. Oh my God, she said that men are just interested in one thing only. I'm not saying males cannot have feelings for you, but we're just wired differently. Okay, we are geared towards romance, marriage, and let's stay together forever. And guys are more interested in controlling their sex drive. You know, I mean, not controlling it. I wish they did control it. They're more interested in the physical. I'm not saying he can't fall in love with you, but if you avoid certain things, you avoid getting burnt. And if you avoid sex, alcohol, drugs, you're not going to be involved with the complexities that come along with those things. Don't try to be grown way ahead of time. Enjoy your childhood while you have it. Okay? Enjoy your childhood while you have it, because before you know it, you are an adult and you are in situations that you're like, oh crap, what do I do? I don't want you to use your heart as much as I want you to use your brain. I don't want you to use your emotions. And, you know, girls are taught to play with dolls and feed babies and their doll babies and all this. And it's basically, how can I say, it's pushing you into something that you may start too early. You know, you may throw yourself into something too early because it was playing in your head over and over and over and over again. And before you know it, you're in a situation that you're going, I was doing grown-up things and now there's grown-up consequences. Exactly. And I want you to hear my voice before you even do those things. I want you to hear my voice saying, you don't want to sign up for that. Okay? If you are in an abusive situation and you need help, I want you to write down this phone number. Got it? Okay. It's 1-800-799-SAFE. SAFE. The name SAFE. 1-800-799. What? Okay. Sorry, I was reading something and then saw something else. Okay, let me try this again. 1-800-799-7233. 1-800-799-7233. So it's 1-800-799-SAFE. S as in Sam, A as in Adam, F as in Frank, E as in Edward. The word safe. Okay? If you ever have a domestic violence situation. I didn't have, like I said, I grew up in a world where I was picked up and thrown into society. No one taught me anything. No one taught me anything about how to date, how to have boundaries, how to have parameters, how to tell people, no, I don't want to do that. Boundaries are crucial to have. If you don't have boundaries, you're going to have a psychotic lifestyle. You're going to have madness, and people will take so much advantage of you if you don't know how to say, you know, your boyfriend's like, I love you, baby. We've been together for 6 months. Let's do it. We're going to get married anyway. Come on, I love you. If you don't feel comfortable, you tell him, I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm not doing it. And I'm not going to sit here and discuss it with you 500 times. I don't want that. And if you feel like you're going to die unless you have sex, you need to be with somebody else. Oh, you don't love me. If you loved me, you'd give in. That's called manipulation. People who love you don't manipulate you. That's not what love is. Okay? So you tell him, and I've told guys, and I'm a lot older than you guys, like I said, and I've told them, I'm not doing that. If you feel like that's something you need to do, then I suggest you get with Sally, Susie, and everybody else, because this chick right here, I'm not down. I'm not doing it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then they start trying to create these scenarios where you're forced to do it, or they think you're forced to do it. Well, we're going to spend the night here. We're going to do this. We're going to go on a trip. Didn't you want to go on my motorcycle? I'll take you on a motorcycle ride. We'll stay at a hotel. No. We'll do a day trip only. This way, there's no reason for me to stay at a hotel. Okay? Some guys do have emotions, even if there's physical, but it's more natural for them to chase their hormones. It's just the way they're wired. So it is up to us as ladies to say, hey, if you can't wait, there's plenty of girls that are giving it up. I'm just not going to be one of them. So I don't know what to tell you. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to yell and cuss them out and everything. Or, you know, I'm sick and tired of you pushing me into that. You don't have to get hateful. Just say, hey, we've already had this. No, I said we've already had this discussion. I'm not doing it. And then it's up to that person to move on. Okay? So don't let anybody, best friend, romantic partner, whoever, don't let them push you into doing something you do not want to do. I don't care how old you are. No one has a right to bully your boundaries, push them out of the way, karate kick them and all of that. If they cannot follow your simple instructions, which is what boundaries are, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That's it. Then you just hang up the phone, block them on all social media, and be done with it. You have to have boundaries. Boundaries. Okay? So I love you guys. I want you to be smart. I don't want you doing something you don't feel comfortable with. I don't want you doing something that other people have pushed you in. I don't want you following, well, everybody does it and it's not a big deal. You be your own person. You have your own thought process. If everybody's smoking pot, you could be the only person who doesn't smoke pot. You know how I know? Because I was the only one not smoking pot in my high school. There were people who weren't smoking. I'm not saying everybody was doing it. But I wasn't going to be, I never fell into peer pressure. I was always my own individual person. I don't copy what everybody else is doing because that's just stupid to me. If it doesn't interest me, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to pay very close attention. I don't want you to learn these things the hard way. Follow what I'm telling you. And if you have to listen to this video every day and make yourself some notes in a notebook, then that's what you need to do. Okay? If you're really interested in somebody, make a list of what's good about them. Make a list of what's not so great about them. And give it plenty of thought. The things that are not so great, can you put up with those? And if somebody's not bringing something positive into your life, they've got their hand out, gimme, 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 that's a red flag too. Okay? Either a person is going to enhance your life and help it be better, or they can hit the road. And if they're making it worse, well, that's a no-brainer. Don't let them persuade you into anything you don't want to do. No drugs, no sex, no alcohol, none of that. Come on, everybody's doing it. I don't care what they're doing. No. What part of no is confusing? The N or the O? See, I didn't raise my voice. I just said no. See what I'm saying? Anyway, if you have any questions, you have any comments, you have any concerns, let me know and we'll talk about it. Okay? I love you guys and thanks for joining me. Bye.